au quotidien.
There we go. There we go. There's our audio. We will go ahead and we'll drag.
Over meow.
Actually, we'll do it like right there so we can see.
We can see if it cuts out.
Yeah, we'll see if it cuts out. And then, should we put on any background music?
No, we're gonna have enough problems with the.
Yeah, with the 3D printer.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the background music would play. We wouldn't hear it. It would just play through the thing. Well, welcome back to That's Just Crazy Talking Games. Today we are playing Legendary Encounters, the Aliens Encounter version. Sorry you can't see the game board. The camera is aimed more so we're framed.
The important bits.
Yeah, the important bits. And our monitor where we've got our commentary going on would block the game anyway. So maybe we'll try to work out a better situation next week, but for right now this is what we got. So you had a crazy topic that you wanted to discuss first?
Yeah. We got the request last time.
Oh, actually, hold on. Before we do, let's explain what our format's going to be tonight.
We formatted things.
Yeah,
Yes.
we did. So last week we rolled for 4 hours, just shy of 4
and a
hours.
half, I think.
Yeah, it was.
I think we only filmed like 2.5 hours of it. But
We streamed for a very long time last time. We kind of jumped around on a lot of topics, and one of the things we want to make sure we can do is actually discuss the topics that we are discussing, but also have more topics for next week. Because I mean, we could stream for 24.
we could do this all day.
We could stream for 24 hours and touch every hot button topic, and we would still have plenty of debates. But we had some rapid fire requests last week. We kind of touched on them as quick as we could. We're gonna pick up on one of those and go and build off of it from there. But we are gonna limit the stream to an hour and a half. So it is 6:40 our time here. So we're gonna go for an hour and a half. That'll put us. Oh, and we switched to the wrong screen. That is not good.
We need a touch screen right here.
I need to. What I need is I need to put a window
You
up.
opened it up over. Oh, there you go. You got it.
No, it's over there still.
Oh, now it's over here.
What I need is I need to move that so it is. I need to move that so it's blocking my desktop. So that if it kicks over.
Is that what it's doing?
If it kicks over.
It's like nothing's going on.
Yeah, I've got it set up so it'll automatically kick back to this channel. But if it kicks over to my desktop, you can see what my desktop is here.
Yeah.
I don't need to be streaming that.
Might increase the viewers.
It might. It also might get my channel shut down. So, so we're gonna limit it to an hour and a half. I'll go ahead and start a timer now so we kind of keep track.
Oh, my timer's going.
Oh, your timer's going. Then.
Well, no, for. Yeah.
Oh.
No, it was for the.
Oh, for the food?
For the food, yeah.
Do you want to go check on the food?
I'm gonna go turn it real quick.
Okay.
It just needs to be turned. That's all.
Not a problem. So I'm gonna set a timer for the actual stream. We're gonna go for an hour and a half, and we will touch on as many topics as we can. If you comment on our channel and you give us a topic that you want us to talk about, if we can get to it today, we will. If not, we will pick it up on next week or a later session. So we will try to hit every topic that gets recommended to us. Some of these topics we don't have that much of an opinion on, but we will do our best at giving you an opinion either way. We literally can discuss either side of any conversation. A lot of times, not all the things we say are our own opinion. You'll usually be able to tell when it's our own opinion because we will get exceptionally heated about that opinion. But we do have the ability, and we do quite often argue against our own personal interests just because it makes the conversation funnier or better.
Or it just allows us to explore our own views on it more thoroughly.
So you may see us in some videos change our opinion on something, and it is because we are intentionally trying to argue the opposite point.
The opposite of what we actually feel.
To trip up either the other host, or just because we know it will fuck with the other host's opinions.
Yeah, that's most of what we do.
It's
screwing with each other.
It's kind of what we do. So we're also playing Legendary Encounters Aliens. We've played this a couple times. We love this game.
It's extremely hard.
It's so difficult, but it's really fun.
We lose all the time.
6. All right.
Are you going first or am I going first?
You will deliver the topic, so you will go first.
Okay. So the topic we're going to be talking about looks like it switched over.
It should kick right back.
Okay. The topic we're talking about today is one that we got requested last week, and one that Ben and I have actually talked about several times privately. Gender. It's been in the news a lot. It's been a social issue for a little while. Is how many genders are there? There's the argument that there's only 2 genders. There's the argument that there's a multitude of genders. Personally, I think that acknowledging that there's more than 2 genders is fine, but if you're going to make that argument, you have to tell me what that gender is. You can't just say, well, there's just millions and millions of genders. There's a gender out there for every single person on the planet. That doesn't make much sense to me. What do you think, Ben?
I agree that I think that if you're going to say that you're a different gender, you have to clarify what that gender is.
You've got to define it.
You got to define it.
Yeah.
And it can't just be well, I like toasters, so I'm toast sexual.
Toast sexual. Yeah. Well, and I think that brings up the point of you have to have a difference between sex and sexual orientation and gender, and those are 3 separate things.
Fair point.
Yeah.
Fair point. So, I with that in mind, I think that there can be more than 2 genders, but man, even that is getting. I think the way you've discussed that argument, there are only 2 genders. However, you can have a person who is gender fluid.
Where they just like dance back and forth across the line?
Yes. But you're still constrained by those 2 genders. There is not a third gender.
Right. And I think the issue is really one of that as a society, gender roles are starting to blend together.
Well, I think. Did you just go twice?
No, I just went once. One comes out at the beginning, and then it goes at the end of my turn.
But you got a sergeant, and then
Yeah, because of my special ability.
Oh, okay.
It lets me get a sergeant or a 3.
So I think where it gets blurred, yes, you're right, the gender roles get blurred, but also I think that there's a lot of just the same way I did. I went straight to I like toasters, so I must be toast-sexual.
Yeah.
There's a lot of confusion between gender and there's a lot of confusion between gender and sexuality, sexual preference. And I think a lot of people mix those 2 up. I did it right here 5 minutes ago. So I think that there are more sexual preferences, and you can have more sexual identities than just male or female.
Right.
But there aren't more genders. There's not there is no third gender.
Well, I think that there's people who want to make a third gender, or actually they want to make genders for every individual out there and what they are. But it's really, when you're going to be as numerous as well, I have this gender role but not that gender role, so in this way I'm male and that way I'm female. When you pick and choose all those individual things, it's like, well, that's just you. That's your name.
I'm gonna take this one because it's more beneficial long term. I really wanted to get this one, but I think I'm gonna go with this one to start.
Okay.
because I know those face huggers, man.
Those face huggers are gonna come and get you.
They're gonna fucking get us. And then
slide down. Another one comes out of the hive.
Okay. Yeah, I think that leads us naturally into the next topic of sexuality. So I think that far too many people they hear gender and then they jump to I am of this gender when they mean sexual preference.
Right.
You know? And I think that's different. You can have a man that is a female, right? He identifies as female.
Right.
But he is then a female.
Right.
Bottom line. You can have a woman who identifies as a man. She is now male.
Right. As far as gender goes.
As far as gender goes.
Right.
And you have people that say, well, but what about I'm asexual? You are asexual. That is a sexual preference.
Right. That's not a gender.
You are either male or female. And until there is a third gender that can... I mean, I guess hermaphroditic could fall into a third category.
It could, but generally hermaphroditic people end up becoming one of the other two genders.
True. But I mean, like, assuming that they don't, that is the closest you could get to a third gender.
Right. I mean, and I'm perfectly willing to expand the list. You know, you can have other genders, but you have to define what they are. And as we've discussed, you can't define it in terms of sexuality or their sex. It's got to be about like what they feel and who they really are.
Yeah.
And because gender roles are blurring so much, it's becoming less and less important to say, oh, that's a male gender role or that's a female, because it's not true anymore.
Well, I mean, so if you're okay with the transition, I had a conversation today with another friend of ours, Cameron, and he was talking to me about we got onto the whole Katy Perry issue. Where did you hear about this?
No.
Okay, so Katy Perry was on American Idol. She's one of the new hosts on American Idol, and she asked a contestant, "Have you ever kissed a girl and liked it before?" Because that's her fucking song, and she's just doing self promo. And the guy, is it my turn?
Yeah, it's your turn.
Okay. The guy said, "No, I'm saving my first kiss for marriage." And she's like, "Okay, well, what about a kiss on the cheek, right?" And he's like, "Sure." So she gets up there, he goes in for the kiss. As he goes in for the kiss, she turns and kisses him on the mouth.
Right.
That's sexual assault.
Yeah.
Because he explicitly said, "I do not want to kiss you on the lips."
Right.
Not going to happen. She did it anyway.
Yeah.
So we started talking about, that leads into things like, that's the same thing Harvey Weinstein did. Maybe not to the same extent that Harvey Weinstein did, but that is the same thing.
Yeah.
And Cameron was, in my opinion, he was arguing a very dated argument that forces gender roles upon us and locks us into an infinite loop of gender roles. He was saying that it is worse for him, a 6 foot tall, creepy looking guy, to
He's not that creepy.
He's not that creepy.
He might see this video at some point, man.
I don't care if he sees it. We had this discussion. So, and he's the one that called himself creepy. If he was looming over a woman who was laying in a bed or something, and he was breathing heavily and being creepy, that is apparently, in his opinion, worse than if a woman was doing the same thing. And I'm saying, why? Why is it different? You're doing the same act. I believe that the intent and the action are the issue here, and those should be addressed as...
I don't know. I kind of feel that he's got a point, because the way you feel is, yes, ideally that's the way it is that, a person is doing this thing and it's creepy, but the reality is that more often you're going to have a man who's, sexually assaulting a woman who's not going to stop at just being creepy than a woman who's not going to stop at just being creepy.
That is then stepping into the next phase of the discussion. That man is taking it across a line, and I am completely okay saying that, hey, that man stepped across the line, punish him severely. But that's like, to say that no woman could potentially step across the line, and therefore we're going to give all women passes because only men are the lascivious creatures that they are.
Well, I don't think anyone's saying give women a pass.
He was saying that it is worse because men men will cross the line, and I'm like, you can't say that without attacking all men. Not all men are going to molest or attack that woman. Yes, it might happen. Yes, it happens quite frequently. Yes, it happens way too much for this country. But to imply that just being male therefore makes you a higher risk is the same way police look at African Americans committing crimes. They're like,
But, I mean,
obviously you're black, so obviously you probably did something.
bro, you're talking to a male massage therapist, man. I
Yeah.
know about
Yeah.
the gender differential
Yeah.
on that.
You can't even give out business cards, bro.
Yeah, no, I can't. But I mean, the fact is that the way society is right now, that's the way it's going to be. You're talking about an idealistic point
Sure.
of view that, I mean, I don't think it's really sustainable at
What?
this point. Like, it may be in the future, but not right now.
Well, but how do we get to that point then? How do we get to that sustainable point if we can't get ourselves out of this conversation of, always...
Well, you and I talked about a case just recently where a woman was missing for a period of time, for a couple of days.
Which one?
What do you got, 4?
6.
You got 6?
Yeah.
Go for the 3. You can kill the facehugger if it is.
And can't be fought if there's a hidden card next to it.
There is.
There are 2. So I've got 3 more.
So you could scan that one.
For Power Station.
So when there's an event, we're going to get facehuggers.
Fuck.
Yeah, we're screwed.
Yeah.
So yeah, the woman was missing for a few days, and when she reappeared, she had cuts all up her legs, and
I know the one you're talking about now.
yeah. And she showed up at a church, and they asked her if she was raped, and she said yes, and she said, 2 black guys raped me, and when they investigated, they were finding all kinds of inconsistencies
Yeah.
with the story, and they confronted her about it, and she admitted that she'd been lying about the whole encounter, and that they could throw the book at her. They hadn't sentenced her yet, but last I'd heard. Right?
As far as I know, they have yet to sentence her, but they are planning on throwing the book at her if they can.
Oh no! Remember, she pled out. She pled out, and it was going to be like a couple of months or something of probation.
And
you were in favor of throwing the book at her.
No, I don't think she's. It was an attorney that was like, no, we are not gonna accept this plea deal. They're planning on throwing the book at her.
I have to scan this one to kill that
You have
one,
to
right?
scan both of these.
Wait, is it next to him or just
Next to
Oh
him.
wow, that
Yeah.
sucks. Oh, let's scan this one. Hey, that worked out. I guess I'll buy this. Yeah, so you and I had disagreed with that. Like, I was kind of on the fence. I'm not sure if I would throw the book at her. You were like, no, throw the book at her. We got enough problems with
Yeah.
falsely reported rapes. My feeling of that was, falsely reported rape is a problem. However, non-reported rape is a bigger problem.
I agree, but I think that the percentage of non-reported rapes is not going to decrease significantly enough by them throwing the book at this lying bitch.
See, and I think it will. I think it will discourage people who've just been in that situation.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree that it will discourage some, but I think it will also empower others because they know that they are going to believe me. Look at that chick in Florida. They tried to believe her, and when they found out she was lying, they punished her so severely so that more people wouldn't lie. So they will believe me. I feel like there is going to be ups in one and downs in another.
And I think they're going to balance out.
I think they'll wash in the end.
See.
I think you're still going to have 40% of women too afraid to report it, regardless of what their reasoning is. I still think 40% of women are not going to report the rape.
Well, women and men.
Sure, women and men.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yep. My bad. My bad. Men can be raped too. But I mean, I think that
Need some more money?
1, 2, 3, 4. I got 5, bro. I'm good.
I mean, is there something out there you can get with 6 that you need?
I mean, I don't need it. Look at the top of the deck of the barracks. If it's character, then either gain it or put it back in the bottom of the deck. That's pretty good. I could get that one.
You can get that one. You can get this one.
Once this turn, you may move an enemy or a hitting card to any clear room. Ooh. I could move it and then we could kill it.
That's funny. What is our objective?
I have no idea, bro.
Find both parts of the SOS. Oh yeah, you did. We did.
Oh,
So,
both parts?
Yeah, reveal move to operations. Once you've found both parts of the SOS, discard them and complete the objective. Yeah, we've done that.
Objective 1 is done.
Huzzah!
What is objective 2?
Objective 2. Block the ventilation shafts. Alright, we gotta block the ventilation shafts.
Okay. So, shit. There's 2 of that card, so we could both take that.
But you should take one.
Should I take one or
then
should
we
I
can
take
clear
this?
the vent shaft.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll take one of them.
Yeah.
And then I can potentially buy this. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Use 5, and then I can coordinate with you.
So I've got 2. Can you coordinate money or scratch?
Money.
Monies.
Yeah.
I'm at 5 and I spent 5. It's not worth it to coordinate anything with me.
All right.
Let me use my 1 scratch. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't use my 1 scratch on anything.
Nope.
I can look at the top of your player deck and I can kill it or put it back. You probably want me to not kill this one. Yeah, I think it's going to be a wash, man. I think we're still going to have, regardless, we're going to have 40% of people that are too afraid to report it. And I mean, like, we may get a slight increase, but over the amount of population that we have such a large population that, as a whole, people that get raped are terribly ashamed. And it takes years to recover, if ever. Some don't ever recover.
Yeah. We could be killing these things. Shit. That was all my scratch though. It does, but I think that you're underestimating how many people are going to look at this case and not have it not affect their decision. And at this point, we're not really even arguing about anything. We're really just, you think that it'll be a wash. I think your math is wrong. There's really nothing. We're not going to convince each other on that.
There's no way to tell until it actually happens.
Right.
Unfortunately, like, that's the worst part. Is there's no way to tell until it's either, it's too late technically.
Right.
Either she's going to get away with 2 months, and then if she got away with 2 months, there's no way we could accurately tell if that actually increased the amount of false reports.
Right.
If she gets sentenced to a shit ton of time, there's no way for us to accurately record whether or not there's less false reports. It's also very difficult to accurately tell whether or not rapes were more reported because of or not because of.
Yeah, we're never going to know if we've made the right decision on this call.
Yeah, there's no way of knowing. We've made a decision, or when the decision is made, a decision will be made, and there's really no way to know.
Yeah.
Should I be killing these face hunter?
Probably. Seems like a good idea.
Because I really don't want an event to come out first.
Yeah.
Can you coordinate a little scratch?
I can coordinate some money.
I could take some money right now.
All right. Coordinate some money.
It's what, 2?
2, yep.
Okay, that gives me enough to get this guy, which has a coordinate on him, which is nice.
Nice.
Nice. Nice. I got a 4, so I will kill egg number 1.
All right. This guy comes down here.
Oh, does he?
Yeah. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
So I think we've exhausted that topic for the moment.
I agree.
So moving on, there was a story that I heard about today. UK has decided to fucking blast Russia.
Fuck you, Russia.
And apparently
Fuck
we
you.
jumped on board that.
Yes.
I'm shocked.
I did not see that coming.
Yeah.
Did not. I am so happy we jumped on that train.
I'm kind of puzzled by it. Like, because I'm like, what is Trump thinking about this? You know?
I don't know what goes through that guy's
Fuck
head
him,
anymore.
I know.
Yeah,
I'm gonna kill this guy.
I heard the British news. I heard that come out, and I was like, okay, I saw that one coming.
Yeah.
I mean, I did not.
That was not at all.
I did not expect the severity that they came down, and I'm like, wow, good on you. Because I mean, honestly,
fucking hazard. It's loose. With the top card of the hive into the combat zone. Oh shit. Hey, that worked out. Reveal. Attach the ventilation shaft. All right. Vent shaft is over here with an egg. While this room is clear, pay 2 money to discard this card and block the room.
Okay.
And that's the.
That's the goal.
That's the goal. Hey, that worked out real well.
Yeah. No, I was impressed that they attacked Russia as hard as they did. I thought that was really, really good.
It is a little disturbing because it does seem like all the nations are starting to line up against Russia on this.
Yeah, well, I mean, look at...
I don't see Putin backing down.
No way. The guy is fucking crazy. I mean, I had a discussion with a kid in one of my classes the other day, and, God, he was dumb. But...
He's our one viewer.
Yeah, he's our one viewer, probably. But he was arguing that, Putin is a very strong leader, and he's great for Russia, and that, the fact that Trump is so in Putin's pocket is good for us because that means that we will...
that we will profit along with Russia?
We will not have to run the risk of... we won't run the risk of being attacked nuclearly. And I was like, what are you talking about?
Dude.
If
appeasement doesn't work with dictators.
No. And the only thing that keeps us not from being in nuclear war is the fact that if he fired a nuke at us, we would nuke him off the face of the earth. But if we are in such disarray that we can't fire nukes back, then he doesn't have to care about us.
Well, and I love the fact that this kid is basically, I'm assuming he's younger for some reason.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that he's like, you know what's great about this? We're back to the Cold War, because that was such a wonderful time in human history.
Okay, so we need a clear room if we're going to move a monster. It says once per turn you may move any enemy or hidden card to any clear room in the complex.
We don't have
There's no clear room. If there was a clear room, I could move it. But we're basically back in the Cold War, which may be good for technological advances.
I don't think so.
I mean, it might.
We're not slowing down on technology, but at the same time, I think the technological advances that came about during the Cold War were more due to the space race than hardly anything else.
Yeah, no, I agree. But I mean, we might end up in some. The thing is like right now our space program is all Soyuz rockets.
Yeah.
We've just trapped all of our astronauts up on the ISS.
Well, or we told SpaceX they've got a really big contract coming.
Maybe. I mean, if you got a topic you want us to talk about, hit us up in the comments. We'll try to hit it. We've got some shit going down. 3, 4, 5, 6. I got 6. Let's see what we got here. 3.
Door number 1, can't attack it.
Can't attack it.
You can kill a...
I can do that, and I shall do that. And then...
Oh, the vent shafts are over here. Never mind.
And then I have one more scratch. Not enough.
With that.
Not enough. Yeah, I probably
Did you
should.
buy anything?
I have not bought yet. I have 3 money.
I think you can get a surgeon.
I can get a surgeon. That's right. And that is your go, sir. And we lost our viewer.
Oh,
good day, viewer. Hope you enjoyed the video while it lasted. Oh, shit.
Well, that's gonna suck.
Am I still streaming to creative? I need to make sure I'm not.
Why? What's wrong with creative?
I mean, because this really isn't creative, and so like you get more views on the IRL channels. Especially since we're more like a talk show.
Yeah, a little bit.
Um, so let's bounce back to the first topic,
Genders.
but we're gonna take that to the next logical step. So obviously there are.
Fuck.
Oh shit.
So there's only one. Kill this alien, put a facehugger from the hatchery in front of you. So is that me or you?
It's the active player. It's you.
Boo.
So
and
I mean,
what else happens? The next player discards 2 random cards from their hand. Oh.
it could have been worse. Okay, let's
You wanted to go back to gender.
yeah, let's go back to gender, but let's take it to the next logical step.
Right.
We agreed that there are at most 3 genders.
Currently, I think we can have more than one, but you have to define what they are. You can't just say, well, there are more, but they're undefined. I'm like, so what? We call you divided by 0, or what?
I 100% agree that they have to be defined. But I mean, honestly speaking, like a gender is a percentage of the creature, a percentage of the species that is required in order to reproduce.
Well, not really. I mean, seahorses do it by themselves. So do amoebas.
Seahorses don't do it by themselves. Amoebas do.
Amoebas do, but seahorses, the males give birth.
But the females inject the eggs into them, and then they gestate them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Amoebas and microbes, they divide.
Right. And jellyfish. Or not the jellyfish, starfish.
Starfish
The
can
starfish,
divide, yeah. So would division count as a potential 4th gender?
I mean, but then we're getting into sex.
Yeah, I think that's, but I mean the fact that you could physically divide yourself.
You mean clone myself?
Yes. So I would
So
be,
we would have male, female, hermaphrodite, and clone.
yeah.
But then wouldn't the clone be of my gender? I mean, unless they saw themselves differently.
Yes. Yeah, they would be identical to you.
So that's not really a gender then either.
But I mean, if we address it as, we gotta periodically just hit a button. If we address it as a gender would have to be a part of the species that is necessary for reproduction, then we would have potentially 4.
No, we would have 2. Because male and female are necessary for reproduction. Hermaphrodites are sterile, and clones are just back to male or female.
Well, no, because the asexual organisms like don't necessarily have to have a male or female. Amoebas are neither male or female.
Right, but then if that's your definition of a gender is
They
one
would
of the
be
things
they would be
needed to
gender neutral
But they wouldn't.
because
gender is how they self-identify. So
no. Amoebas do not go around. I think I'm going to be a female today.
How do you
so now I'm going to have.
When's the last time you talked to Montezuma's Revenge?
Yes, seriously. No, I mean I don't think that a being that does not reproduce through any sexual form, an amoeba
Has one gender.
it has one gender.
It's the amoeba gender.
It is, but I think that microbes have the same gender as the amoeba. Single-celled bacteria that divide.
Right.
They have the same gender classification as an amoeba would.
Right.
So that ability to self-divide, to propagate your species, is one gender. And then you have male and female for the organisms that require a 2-partner system. You can identify as the opposite of your gender.
But that in and of itself is not its own gender. That's
Yes.
just you identifying
That's
as
you
the other gender.
identifying as the other,
Right.
other gender. So I think that there are 3 genders, and if we really wanted to stretch it, we would allow or consider, with an asterisk, hermaphroditic, because it is a crossing of both of the genders.
And I don't know if I would say that, because generally hermaphrodites will pick one or the other.
I agree, but I'm saying asterisk. If we had
But
to
that's
say,
sex and not gender.
I'm-
Hermaphroditism is a sex.
no. I mean, you are born with both genders.
You're born with both sets of genitalia,
Yes.
which is a sex thing. It's not a gender thing. It has nothing to do with how you self-identify.
I agree. But when we get into self-identification, that's when you get into the whole weird world of sexual preferences as well.
Right. But we're trying to structure it and say, look, we want this to be as clear as possible so we can understand this.
And
Because I think I don't understand it. When
Okay.
people tell me that there are thousands of genders or millions of genders, I don't get it. I'm like, you can't tell me that and then say, but it's undefined what they are.
I disagree with the statement that there are 1,000 genders.
I'm willing to believe that
If you can support the argument, if
Right.
you can support the argument with,
Right.
with evidence and
I'm not gonna just
proofs. Sure.
write off somebody and say no, that's not possible.
Yeah.
I do love it though when you talk to
We'll
someone
kill this guy.
and they're like, yeah, there's millions of genders, and you're like, okay, name one other than male or female, and they go, well, that would be labeling. Like
That come
no,
on.
that's
No.
not an argument. That's the
Fuck
complete lack
you.
of an argument.
Yeah, that's.
Ugh. So I get to ditch 2 cards, huh? Oh, and I get a chest burster. Thank you.
No, I killed the chest burster thingy.
No, you killed the egg. I still have the face hugger.
Oh. Oh, you had a face hugger?
Yeah.
Oh no, then fuck that. The egg will stay.
Egg will stay, and chest burster or face hugger goes away.
Yeah.
So the event comes out, and you get a face hugger. There you go. You have that face hugger, and I get to do 2 random cards. Let's see what we got. Oh, that was a good one.
Sorry, bro.
I don't sound sorry at all.
No, I don't. I'm about to get a fucking face hugger unless you kill this thing.
Well, you're lucky. I just got 3.
Good. I think that genders, specific like genders, there's 3 that we've been able to classify.
Right.
I personally would be willing to stretch it to a 4th if someone wanted to consider hermaphroditic a gender. But other than that, like there's got to be some hard evidence. I'm saying 3 on genders.
You're saying 3 because of the amoebas that can self-replicate.
Yes.
I think people, when they talk about genders, they're talking about human genders. So
Well, yeah, everybody's always talking about. We're very,
self-centered,
self-centered
as a species. Yeah.
It's my go, right?
Yeah.
We're exceptionally self-centered as a species. So, anytime we talk about anything, we are talking about
Oh, wait a minute.
just us. You want me to look at your top card and potentially kill it? Nah, you won't want that guy. I could have killed it, but I think you want it.
If you need monies, I got monies for you.
I'll take it because you get to draw a card.
Yeah, so have some monies.
All right. That puts me up to 5 monies. I'll take this guy.
Yeah, that worked out perfectly for me.
And then I've got 3 scratch. I'm gonna kill this egg.
So you're gonna take a strike.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I'd end up taking a strike with the stupid egg as well.
Only if an event came out.
Well, I think chest bursters are worse than strikes.
Yeah. Did you
Somebody
buy?
help me!
Did you buy anything?
Yeah, I bought the team of 3.
Oh, okay.
Somebody help me!
Holy shit.
That goes back there.
What's it say?
When you draw this, any other player may show the little
That
red
one?
symbol. Yep.
Yeah.
To cancel it.
Yeah. You know what?
Canceled.
That's the card I drew.
Nice.
Nice. He's working synergistically. That's the last time though.
Alright, so that leads us into the discussion of sexual preferences, and
I prefer sex. Yes.
I too prefer sex. And then the
Oh, that guy's a 7.
oh god,
I am not killing him.
oh we're in trouble, bro.
Let's see. I got 6, and I can heal a strike from a player, but you ain't got none. And once this turn, I may move an enemy or hidden card to any clear room in the complex, but I only got 3 stuff here. So let's see.
Can you scan one of these and
hope it
clear it so that we can move this guy?
I don't know if it'll clear it just by scanning it.
Well, we don't know, but I mean.
Well, I'm gonna spend 3 to get rid of this thing to block the vent shaft.
We got
2.
We gotta clear the vent shaft before we do that.
Oh, you're right. All right. Yeah, that's why we're screwed.
Which would take 4.
Right, and I ain't got 4. I got 3. All right. No, I do have 4.
But then we have no idea what that is gonna be.
Right. So you want me to clear the mid lab, right?
Unless you think this is an event or something, in which case we could.
I have no idea.
So here's our option: we scan here, hope it's something that doesn't kill us, and hope it's not a monster.
Right.
So that you can seal it and then move this guy.
Right.
Or you scan and potentially still have some left to kill, so we can move this guy.
Yeah. So we're going with this one. So we'll scan this, and that is something big. At the end of each turn, if this alien is in a complex, turn it face down. Oh, that sucks. Alright. Then I'll just play this one. And then this gets turned down, and I have 6 money, so I should buy something that costs 6, like this.
Okay. You get your one strike, yeah?
Yep. What do we got here? The next player also draws a strike.
Oh, god damn it. Ugh.
Sharing is caring.
Yeah. Okay. What just fucking happened?
We're boned, yeah.
We're getting our asses kicked. Oh, god. It's another one?
No, it's the same. Oh, it is another one.
It's another one.
Holy shit.
Fuck.
Well, at least you can see it.
Yeah. Damn it. Means we got 2 in a row. This is not good. Okay. 4 monies. I don't have enough in my hand to do this one, so we're going to play it out just for its scratch, and that will get me this one, so I can activate this one.
I can coordinate with you. Money.
Does it have a little Wailing Core symbol?
No.
Okay.
None of them do.
Sure, give me the money though. I'll take the money.
Alright, you can have that one.
Okay. So that's 2 money, plus 5 is 7 money. I will go ahead and...
Oh, you got 5 scratch.
Yeah. 7 money. Ooh, I'm gonna take a 3. I'm gonna take a 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, on to the topic of sexuality. Like, there's clearly the LGBT community, right? And though the individuals in that community, I think, muddy and blur the waters of gender with sexuality. And so, I mean, a lot of the arguments that they try to put out are not very clear or concise as to what role sexual preference has in the societal gender norms and or...
Well, I think they kind of argue against themselves, because their point is that, you know, sexual preference has nothing to do with
Yes.
everything. And
Yes.
yet, you know, they're also making gender conditional upon sexual preference.
Yes.
You know, so it's kind of, they're playing both sides of the issue. I think it's hurting their argument.
I agree. Okay, so I'm gonna
You don't want to kill that thing so it doesn't hit you?
kick this guy up so that
Okay.
you might... No, it's gonna come down. It's gonna come down on your turn. So
Yeah.
I might as well just use my but I've only got 6, and it's a freaking 7.
Yeah.
So I can't.
You can't kill this, but you can kill this.
Yeah. But I can't scan and kill that one and then move this guy.
No, but you can kill that one and then scan that. Because we don't know what that is.
Yeah, sure. Kill this one. Scan this one.
Is it hazard?
It's a hazard.
Hazard. Put the top card of the hive in the combat zone.
No, I was gonna move this guy.
You can move that guy, but this guy comes out.
Son of a bitch!
It's the same
So
one.
you can't see. I just moved this card and got the exact same card put in the same spot. So basically what I did absolutely nothing. It was completely useless.
And you're gonna take a strike,
And I'm gonna take a strike. And I've got one more scratch.
which you can't do anything with.
Yep, that's that. Oh, good, no damage.
You miss. All right.
Oh no, I didn't play that game. Alright.
Well, I also have 7 money.
Alright, we need a new topic, sir. We need a new topic to talk about.
New topic. Well, we didn't really talk much about
Russia?
Russia, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it seems kind of odd to me. I don't understand why they're trying to play this off like it was somebody else. It doesn't make much sense to me.
Russia denies everything. Russia always denies everything. They are meddling so heavily in every government right now. They are just they're just saying, "Oh no, of course we didn't." I mean, they're fucking invading Crimea right now.
Yeah.
They still are. They're now in Syria bombing civilians, and their argument is, "No, we're helping stabilize. We're attacking ISIS." The fuck they are. They're running fucking bombing missions for Assad. And then they're actively running propaganda campaigns in America, in Italy, in most European countries. They're running massive hacking and information dissemination campaigns with false information on a global scale. They are looking to take as much fucking power as they possibly can.
Right, but isn't that the job of the country, you know? To have as big a piece of the world stage as they can? I mean, I'm not arguing in favor of Russia, but I'm saying, like, I think that it's ridiculous that Russia's doing all this stuff that's really obvious, and they're like, but it's not us. It's not us, though.
Here's the thing. I think that you can definitely be a major player on the world scale. That does not mean that you can do, or that you should do, lascivious acts to, not lascivious.
I was gonna say.
Yeah. Seditious acts towards your allies.
Right, but it is a tactic to be used.
It is, but that is a tactic that you use against your enemies. And Russia, I thought, was one of our allies,
I don't
or
know.
loosely considered. My turn?
Yeah, I think it's Russia's never really been about anyone else but Russia.
I agree with that statement, and I think
And
that
it's been that way since the 40s. You know?
I think that there was a short period when Gorbachev was in charge where there was a chance that they weren't going to be Russia-centric. They were going to try to incorporate more with the Western world.
At the same time, America is not any better on that score.
I completely agree. We have actually backslid so fucking far from where we should be. That guy, and then let me look at the top player of the card of the player's deck. My own. I'm gonna kill him.
See, I'm just concerned because it seems like we are going back to the Cold War. We are going back to, you know,
I think we are.
Pre-World War II mentality, except that instead of everyone against Germany, it's going to be everyone against Russia.
I think we most certainly are going back towards that. And unfortunately, we are not in the same era of weaponry.
Yeah,
which means when it is everyone against Russia, Russia is just going to go, boop, bye-bye world.
Yeah,
Oops.
I don't.
Das vidanya.
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of trust in the idea that a war will stay conventional.
It most certainly would not. And I think that should we go into a Cold War state, we are so against our own interests that we would not win a Cold War. The only reason we won the Cold War is because everyone in America said we are against Russia. We are against communism across the board. It got us into several wars. We were in Vietnam because North Vietnamese went communist. That did not go well for us.
Well, it was also a really bad tactical decision in terms of the military to sit there and be like, yeah, we're going to do a jungle war against guerrilla fighters.
Terrible idea.
It was just a terrible idea.
And I mean, then we
and it was a political war from start to finish.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't think. I have faith, at least, that we wouldn't be that stupid again.
Oh, I disagree entirely with what I'm seeing. Like, I really wish that I could say that this country is not.
But we also don't fight wars the same way we used to now. I mean, we don't send in 100,000 troops on the ground, you know, to fight our wars. We send bombings. That's what we do.
We sent a shit ton of troops into Iraq.
Yeah.
That was 12 years ago.
Right, but we also didn't. We also built up a 10-to-1 ratio before we did that.
That's
we don't
true.
go into wars, you know, against. We don't like fair fights in America. We do not.
I don't fucking blame them.
Yeah,
I'm
it's.
gonna kill this guy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna scan the med lab. God damn it.
Well, you gotta kill it before it gets there. Yeah, as Americans, we don't like a fair fight. We would much rather bomb someone from way the hell away, the next time zone over if we can. You know, so we don't fight wars the same way we used to. You get a strike, bro.
Yeah, I do. No, I agree with that sentiment that we definitely don't fight wars the same way.
Oh, shite.
But I mean, I think that.
I hate you so much. You make me discard 2 cards.
Yeah, well, sorry, bro. I think that Russia is proving they don't fight wars the same way either.
Right.
You know, they have taken a very aggressive campaign of disinformation and propaganda, and they are destabilizing as many of the people that could potentially threaten them should they take any kind of big action. And I honestly, the way I see it playing out is they are simply just hoping that we will, or that all the countries that they're doing this to, because it's not just us.
Right.
Other countries have said that they're seeing the same attacks. They are hoping that they will be able to sow so much distrust in the countries that we will fight amongst ourselves. So should anything major happen, it will go to committee, and then nothing will actually get done.
Right.
The wheels will spin, and nothing is going to happen.
See, and I think, you know, as divided as the country is right now, if Russia makes itself a potential enemy, it's going to unify us. I mean, it sucks, but Russia may be unifying the country by behaving so dastardly.
I don't see that happening, though. I mean, we see a president who is actively claiming no connection to Russia and has been arguing that point for almost 2 years now.
Right, but he's also, demonstrably linked to Russia.
But he wants nothing to be said about. I was blown away when he made this comment. Is my go?
Yeah.
When he commented that, you know, yes, Russia was involved, I was stunned.
Yeah,
I was stunned.
I really expected him to drag his feet or to distance himself from that.
Yeah.
I think the fact that it was a joint statement kind of made it so that he could sign his name to it, but at the same time be like, but I didn't agree with everything that was in there.
Yeah.
You know, I think he may have left
There were
himself
nice
some
people on both sides.
Yeah, exactly. But
Fucking piece of shit.
I think it is a big step that he did. Is there a reason you scanned that instead of, oh, you only had 3? Okay.
I only had 3.
Yeah. Yeah, that he actually went ahead and joined the group of countries that was condemning Russia for this.
I honestly think that was the only reason why he did that.
Because it was such a huge
It was a
coalition.
huge coalition,
Yeah.
yeah.
You got 2 strikes.
Yes.
We gonna die so quick.
Ooh. Ooh.
Oh, you lucky bastard.
So I'm at 5 right now. 5 strikes.
Oh, the kitty!
5 out of 9.
If Jonesy is in the complex, choose a player to gain him, otherwise kill him. Oh. Sorry, Jonesy. God damn it.
Yeah,
Seriously?
like,
I have 6 scratch. And 2 money.
We'll kill that 2.
Kill a 2.
And then try to keep me an open spot. Or at least give me something to kill up top there.
I'm gonna scan a 4. Oh shit. That is the Xenomorph Lancetail. Combat zone strikes from enemies can't be avoided. Yeah, not much of that going on right now. So I'm gonna take 2 strikes. So the first one, you miss. Second one, a 1. I'm doing okay.
No.
Please don't move down. Please move down.
Yeah. I was hoping to keep a clear pocket, or at least have something that wasn't goddamn 7.
Yeah, well.
Ugh. Ugh. Okay. Here we go. Let's see what I can do. Can you coordinate with a little slashy bit?
I got 2 of those, and I haven't found the second one yet, so probably. Hopefully. Coordinate. No slashy bits. I got money.
Well, no. The little symbol up on the top that's the yellow 3 stripes.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Hit me with one of those. Sweet. Okay, that allows me to do this and draw a card. That allows me to do this and draw a card. Oh, we might have a good turn this turn.
You speak for yourself on that one.
I may have just jinked it.
Yep.
Hit the spacebar. So. Okay. Money. And then we are gonna go blam. When you draw a new hand at the end of your turn, if the power station is clear, draw an extra card. Once at the end of the turn, you may move an enemy or hidden card to any clear room in the complex.
So what you got? You got an 11 there, right?
2, 4, 6, 8, 11. Yeah.
So you could kill him, move one of these guys up, and then scan a room.
I would rather scan a room and try to kill whatever is under them to move one of these guys up.
Okay.
Because killing him is 7, and that's a lot. Whereas if I can clear and lock this down, we can go on to the next stage.
Okay, do whatever.
Because I think we're already into the 3rd tier. Yeah, we hit the 3rd tier checks. So we are going to scan number 4. It's an event.
Which means I get to discard 2 cards? Yeah. Thanks a lot, Ben.
You're welcome.
There you go.
I'll take these 2. I can then move one of these guys up. I can then use 4. So that was 4 to...
You spent 4. You have 7 left.
Yeah. I will spend 4 more to kill him. That kills him. I will then...
You could have spent 7 to kill this one and not taken a strike.
Yeah. But I'm going to lock this shit down.
Okay.
And then I've got 3 left. So I will then... how much do I have to pay to lock that down?
2 monies.
2 monies is done. Spent. And then I will spend...
That's not good.
3... Hey, Garrett.
Yeah. Well, it's this one, so... Event, move the leftmost enemy or hidden card in the complex to the combat zone. So that bones you, not me.
Leftmost?
Yeah.
Which is this one.
Yep. So you're going to take 2 strikes.
Yep. on you next turn. I can't do shit about a mountain.
This moves down, and this comes here.
Okay, I'm currently at 5. Yeah, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Blah!
I'm on my own. All my coordinates will do nothing for me now.
No one will hear you scream in space.
I've got 1 money and 3 scratch, so I'm gonna kill this kitty thingy. And take 1 strike. I've got 4 on me, so I got 7 left. Oh, 2. You're not playing topic.
Topic. Let us find random topics. Cause I got nothing, man. I'm
You're topicked out?
like I've got no topics off the top of my head. I've brought up all the ones that I thought to think about. We usually have like all our topics. Pretty well discussed. Like we discuss them as they come up. Topic. Let's see. Was no, it's not a. It's not a. That's just a yes or no question. Trying to think of an actual topic of discussion that we might, actually have some debate about. I think today we pretty much agreed on pretty much everything.
Kind of. I don't think we really got together on the gender thing.
I think we agreed on the major aspects of it, and then like the minutia is where we are like, well, I'd be willing to accept this. Well, I will not, accept anything without evidence. Well, okay. I mean, I agree, but
4, 8, 11. Oh, but do I get to move one? Yeah, I do get to move one. So
move him up to the
can't be there.
Move him up to the airlock, and then hit him for 4.
Oh yeah. So move him there, kill him for 4, and I've got 7 left.
So kill the 7.
Kill 7. And I've got 5 monies.
Yeah, you're doing solid right now.
I'm gonna take this.
So I heard something the other day that I hadn't really it hadn't really clicked for me in historical events. Pol Pot in Cambodia when he took over. One of the things that his regime did was they rounded up artists and musicians and killed them because they felt like artists and musicians would be
The Center for Revolution.
yeah, they would be a good rallying point to be the counterculture,
Right.
and cause a lot of turmoil. So they figured, well, if we get rid of them, then we won't have people speaking out against us. What do you think would be an equivalent in America's current climate? Like if Trump said, round up all the steel workers. I mean, he loves them.
Well, it depends on what day it is. I mean,
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, after the shooting in Florida, he would have said round up all gun owners. I mean, that's almost what he did. He did say, he's like, well, even before you have a legal order, go and get the guns.
Well, he didn't say round up the gun owners. He said round up the guns.
Yeah, but you got to identify the gun owners first.
Hey man, I completely agree with that statement though.
Like, he just kind of rode that one off the rails a bit.
Fuck due process.
Yeah.
Oh wait, shit! I need a sex scandal now to cover up the fact that I just dug myself a hole.
How about the idea that sex scandals are news?
Yeah.
What the hell? I mean, honestly, when we've got politicians with sex scandals, that does not bother me. I really don't give a shit that Trump, fucked someone who wasn't his wife 20 years ago.
It wasn't even that long ago. I have no problem with that either. You know what? If he wants to fuck someone else, and he's in a married situation, whatever. That is between him and his wife.
And the third person.
And the third person, sure. My issue with it, my problem with it, is when a politician comes out and does something kind of like the Prime Minister of Australia, who passed a bunch of legislation against homosexuals because he had to quote unquote defend the institution of marriage and have good family values. Those were his arguments. And then it turns out he's having an extramarital affair and got this woman knocked up who was his campaign
his housekeeper.
No, it was his
his
campaign financier. And you cannot come out and argue, well, I'm doing this because family values and good American values.
I think the hypocrisy is hard to swallow, but at the same time, it's also not relevant. Honestly, I really don't care as far as political views go if you are cheating on your wife, which is why I'm like, why bring it up?
But my issue is specifically the hypocrisy.
Right. But that's the thing is I don't understand politicians when they bring up family values when they know they're fucking someone on the side, and I'm like, well, why would you do that? Why even bring it up?
I think that I think the worst part is nothing happens to these people.
Right.
That
they have an outside chance of not being elected again.
Yeah, but it's especially with gerrymandering right now, it is so slim that they're not going to get reelected.
Right.
I'm super impressed with Pennsylvania, but we're going to have to see what comes out of that. The fact that they basically, the Supreme Court said, yeah, you're being unconstitutional. We're restructuring your.
We're going to do this for you because you people can't do it right.
You're going to have to push that guy down.
Yeah. The fact that we had to block the vent shaft is killing me.
Yeah. What's the last thing you got to do?
We got to kill the perfect organism. That's not going to be easy.
We haven't even seen it yet, have we?
Nope.
Shit.
I'm trying to keep up here.
Damn. Yeah, I think the hypocrisy is the worst part. That's the part I have the issue with. If you're gonna come out and say something that's that ridiculous, your shit had better not stick.
Yeah, it best be in line.
Yeah.
You can't say that shit and then be like, oh shit, I got caught.
Yeah. You cannot have.
Shit.
Yeah, you cannot have fucking skeletons in your closet. You cannot have fucking Look at Anthony fucking Weiner.
God.
Every fucking time that guy was getting caught, and he was like...
But you know what? His name was Anthony Weiner. You kind of had to expect that shit.
Yeah, I can't believe he hasn't been in more, dick pic scandals.
Yeah.
With a name like Weiner, that is just par for the fucking course. But every fucking time he got caught, he said, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm never gonna do this again. I really want to focus on me and my wife, and we're gonna get this.
We're gonna get it right.
Get it right." And then 2 months later,
yeah,
bam again. And was it the last time? No. This was a new time after he said, "I'm never gonna do this again."
Yeah.
Again, if you're a politician, don't ever say, "I'll never do this again," if you are ever gonna do it again.
Well, at least while you're still in the public life. If you're gonna go I'm never gonna do it again until I retire.
Yeah.
If you're Bill Clinton right now, go ahead, buddy.
Get as many blowjobs under your desk as you want.
Exactly, man. You are out of public life.
You know what? I'm okay with you getting a blowjob in the Oval Office. No problem with that. Just don't fucking lie about it.
Yeah, I don't understand the point of lying about it.
Why?
You didn't break the law.
And the discussion I was having the other day with that stupid kid, he villainizes the Clintons, and says that they got away with so much. I was like, are you fucking kidding? He got a blowjob and got fucking impeachment hearings. Trump admitted to grabbing underage girls by the pussy, I don't know if they were underage, but he claimed to grab women by the pussy. We know he walked in on underage women while they were changing when he was in
Like
charge
purposely.
of purposefully when he was in charge of the Miss America contest. We know he did that, and we know
it's not like we know it. He bragged about it.
He bragged about it. He told us he did it.
Yeah.
We know that he had 2 extramarital affairs with his last wife, both of which were with porn stars, both of which at least one of which he made paid a non-disclosure out, and
which again I don't understand why you'd lie about it.
And then fucked up because he didn't even fucking sign the NDA.
Yeah, but she thinks he did that on purpose so that he could deny it.
The thing is that's great. You just paid her $130,000 for nothing, sir. If you want to deny it, that's great. But you just invalidated your own NDA, so she doesn't have to fucking keep silent. You just basically said, "Here's 130 grand." You are the worst fucking businessman ever.
Yeah, but we've all known that this entire time.
Seriously,
I'm dead.
The reason you get an NDA is so that you don't have to deny anything.
Hey, and I missed. I'm at 1.
Yeah, the reason you get an NDA is so you don't have to disclose anything.
Yeah.
Like that. The fact that you wouldn't sign your own NDA is absurd to me. That is ridiculous to me.
But at the same time, it hasn't been proved he didn't sign it. This is her copy, you know? So maybe he signed his copy.
Don't you have to have like that shit notarized?
Yeah. But if they can notarize several copies.
Sure. But like, you don't just sign NDAs without attorneys and witnesses present.
Well, as few as possible.
Yeah.
Because it's an NDA, the more people you fucking tell about it, the more NDAs got to get signed.
Yeah. The funny thing is, I wonder if he signed the witnesses NDA, but not.
You think he just fucked it up?
Like the way he loves signing his name, I don't know how he. I don't know why he wouldn't sign this thing. Like that's what boggles my mind. Why would you not sign the fucking document? Sign the piece of paper. You sign every other paper that comes across your desk.
Yeah, but it's a new experience for him. He's not used to actually like being in charge of things. He's used to signing his name in order to have his name put on something.
Fucking seriously. I'm
7. Fuck, there it is.
Aren't you dead?
No, I got 1.
Oh.
And I got it was 7-2, so I got 5 left. So stand that. Oh fuck. Oh shit! I forgot about this guy.
Now you're dead?
Damn it! Now I'm dead. Well, let's find out. Yep, I'm dead.
Yep.
I'm dead.
Yeah, I flabbergasted by that move. All right, we've got 21 minutes left. We have no viewers.
We have no way of finishing another one of these games in
21 minutes.
Yeah.
Do we have any new topics, or do we want to wrap it up here at an hour?
Let's wrap it up. We'll have some more topics. I will write out some more topics next week so that we can just like shoot to another one.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
So same time next Thursday, 6:30. Let's say 6:30.
Sure, 6:30.
6:30 to 8 next Thursday. We will be back here, and we will have more topics and more games.
Yep.
Oh, shite.
You are lucky you did not just bump into your 3D printer.
I am very lucky I did not bump into my 3D printer.